Barbara's 80th birthday.
Check the red eye.
One, two, three. Okay. You go now?
I think I'm late.
One, two, three. There we go. Can we go now? First of all, Mom wants to thank everybody here for coming. And now we're going to have some toast. So if there's anybody that has a particularly funny story that they want to tell about Mom, now's your chance to expose her.
She'd just like to say something to Barbara.
Yeah.
I'll start.
I'll start, Mom. Tonight, having Mexican food reminded me so much of when I was 12 years old and came over to your house and had dinner with y'all. It was Mexican food. And every time I ate dinner at the Pfeiffers, there was always some more for Jimmy. And I would always clean the plate. As you can tell, it hadn't changed. But that's what I always remember, Mom, is coming over for Mexican food, coming over to eat at the Pfeiffers, and the sad cookies. My favorite cookies ever are Barbara Pfeiffer's sad cookies, which I miss. So, love you, Mom.
Everybody else, who's next? Who's next? Don't be bashful.
No, with Barbara.
Not a roast, but a toast. Thank you for being you, for giving us the life that you have, and blessing us with yourself. Amen. And your love.
We're here to celebrate somebody who, a mother who's been a really good mother, and we thank you so much. And her cooking has brought us so much fun. And you know what? The fact that she had 4 boys and she could cook that good, we were blessed boys. I want y'all to know. Like Jimmy said, there was always something there, and there was always beans in the pot. Anyway, here's to Barbara and all her cooking.
Here,
Yes.
The best part of the cooking was the leftovers. She would go and get 100 flour tortillas, and then the microwaves came out. Yes. And it was midnight snacks at the Pfeiffer's.
Y'all had one before we did.
It's the only way she survived.
Yeah.
Come on, Cappy, you got something to say.
Uh-oh.
Aren't you so terrified to say anything about anybody? Barbara, as I have told you, you're still here because we're all learning things from you every day. You're very special. You teach us how to be strong. You've been a mother at times for BA and I and Tommy. We just all leaned on you so many times in so many ways.
Here's the love.
Did we mention her cooking?
Yeah.
For my birthday, she cooked me some seafood gumbo.
Hey, Barbara, every time I cook with you, we burn something. Very good story.
All right.
Barbara, you might as well, you know which one it is, right? The one at the Bobble's house. When I first met Barbara, I was a newlywed, and I was a farm girl, and I had never seen such shenanigans as went on with these people. And I was watching these two ladies with beautiful blonde hair, and both were rolling over in the floor. And one was Barbara Baumel, who invited me to the party. It was the first time I ever met Barbara Pfeiffer. And they were having a few cocktails. So they decided to tie their hose together and see. They took the shoes off, of course, and they started pulling. One of them pulled on the other one's hose, and then they tied a knot, and then they were going to try to stand up. And I said, well, who is that other lady, Barbara? I asked Barbara Baumel. And, oh, it was Millie Strasser in the floor, right? Did I say that, or Barbara Baumel? Anyway, Barbara Baumel introduced me to the party. I'm almost getting the story mixed up. So I'm getting old too, Barbara. Anyway, that was the first time I met Barbara. And I've known her and loved her and been to wassail party houses and, wassail bowls every year, and she never runs out of friends. But I think that the best time that I ever had was when I went to Europe with Barbara, and we had a wonderful time, because this lady was one hell of a tour guide. And she made her living that way, and we miss her now because I've got somebody else I don't really care about. But anyway, Barbara, when I first came back into Barbara's life after we all went our separate ways after my younger years, she called me her new best friend, and I'm still your new best friend, Barbara.
She would be my influence to travel around the world. She booked me on my first 3-week vacation. I don't know if you remember that, but I thank you for that because I've been able to go all over the world because of Barbara.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, his freshman year in college, but he was so worried about the reports he got from Barbara and the other boy that he didn't go back to Notre Dame the next year. She had drawing power. And they eventually married, but that's another story. He was the one that got all the news, and Barbara tagged along. But nobody was like Barbara. She was a sweet little girl. She still is to this day. God bless her.
Here's to the little girl of Barbara.
Well, Nana, I can remember drinking coffee out of the tiny little coffee cups. I guess these guys have carried it on since then. And the many Christmases we've had, decorating the tree, just everything. We're truly blessed as grandchildren to have such a loving grandmother.
Hey, Barbara, you look beautiful tonight. You always look beautiful. You always have beautiful clothes, always trendy, always look your best. And who else has an aunt that their nieces would want their hand-me-down clothes? My sisters and I asked her for her clothes when we were in high school. She was always the cool with it aunt, and you still are today.
Well, I was lucky enough to take several trips with Barbara, and I never thought that I would still know her after 24 years, after my first trip to Medjugorje. And she is more fun to be with. She loves to party. She loves to have people sing to her, and like the troubadours tonight. And it's just been, they've been good years for me, and I really appreciate all you have done, all your love, your caring, and everything you have done for all of us over these years. God bless you.
Getting back to her cooking, Frank and Buzz and I we're blessed for the 3 years I was on the president of the Leader Cross to be able to have Oktoberfest at her house for our October board meeting. And these were memorable German meals that to this day I can't imagine how she did that in a day or two. But it was we went out of there very full. And I thank you for that, because I missed that very much.
Well, I guess I need to say something to my dearest friend.
Yes, you do.
All the years we've been together, all of our traveling trips we've gone, and different things we've done together. I miss it dearly. And so I wish you a wonderful 80th birthday. It's a joyous occasion. You've been a wonderful friend to me, and I'm so happy to hear that you're cancer-free, and everything will continue to go good with you in our following years. We will continue to party.
Been through 5 cancer situations since 71, 72. I said, how have you made it through all of this adversity? And she said, people. So here I'm going to read to her letter, because she wanted me to write it. She said, Chuck, write me a 2-page speech. And I said, no, I'm not going to write it. I don't know what you want to say. Tell me what you want to say, and then maybe I can do it. So finally, she came up with this afternoon. So, from Barbara, thank you to all. I want to extend to all my family and friends my many thanks for all everyone has done for me. My children, Chuck, Marcia, Fred, Patty, Dan, Bill, Denise, Lori, Lou. They have made this eventful day happen, as well as everyone here. As everyone knows, I have been in and out of hospital since 1971. How did I do it, I am asked. Here is my secret. It is very simple. It is only with the heart that one can see rightfully. What is essential is invisible to the eye. It is called prayer. I want to thank all who sent them up for me and offered them in my behalf. It made me well. I was raised in this lovely neighborhood, this beautiful church, a loving Catholic family and Catholic schools, and the oblate priests who were always at our house. They all taught me about God and how to pray. I shall never cease to be filled with His love and understanding. When one is lying in his sickbed, worried about the unknown, offer it up and it will make you feel great. One life on this earth is all we get. Whether it is enough or not enough, the obvious conclusion would seem to be that at the very least, we are fools if we do not live it as fully and bravely and as beautifully as we can. I have tried to follow this and must say have been rewarded with 5 beautiful children, grandchildren, and now great-grandchildren. I would also like to add, I have a professional job that enabled me to see this big world we live in, only making life that much more beautiful. Thank you, Mom.
Be here tonight. 50 years ago, my sister Lorraine and I were married right here in this church. We were all together then, too. We've been together all these years. And when they're gone, they're only gone physically, but not mentally. And it's wonderful that we can get together, that we're still alive. We have great, great memories of those wonderful people that we've lost already together. But we are happy to have the offspring of them together, and we have them to do it.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm her 3rd son. I just want to say that little letter that she just wrote, I wanted to remind some people of some little details that she forgot to fill in. Through her 7, I think it's 7, she said 5 cancer operations, starting from 1971. You know, I'm always going to the hospital and seeing my mom. Even when she had my little sister, I had to go to the hospital. So I'm always seeing my mom in the hospital. And she's always in pain and she's always suffering. But through this suffering, she's still able to love with her heart to the fullest. And how I realized that was when I wheeled her out of the hospital one time, the nurse said, "Miss Pfeiffer, I'm so sorry this happened to you." You know, and my mom looked up at the nurse and she goes, "It's okay, sweetie, this happens every 5 years." You know, and here we go, you know, she's in pain, obviously, being wheeled out after another, you know, breast removed or something like that, and she's still able to love. Well, the biggest one is this. When we were in Houston, she'd just gotten out of the hospital, and she had just gotten out of surgery, and she was waking up. Well, she was in intensive care. She must have had 15 tubes coming out of her. And she had all these weird stuff on her, and she was all loopy and stuff. And this surgeon walked in, and she said, "Miss Pfeiffer, I did everything I could. I think we got it all, but we had to take your voice. We had to take your voice box out. You know, you're not going to be able to speak." And my mom, through all of this, learning that she's not going to be able to talk, after having all this pain and being in surgery for 12 hours, and having all these tubes and everything in her, she reached up to try to hug the doctor. Remember that? It was amazing. It was pure love coming out. Even though she was suffering, she was still able to love. And that's the message that I want to share with y'all today about my mom. Through all adversity, through everything she's been through, she's still able to love to the fullest with her heart. And that's what I want to share. I got one more special one. This one here, she said she wants to sing you happy birthday. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're the best. You're like a birthday cake.